Eden?
Excuse me. Yes.
Yeah, have you seen Cruz? I'm trying to find him.
No, not for a couple hours, why?
Okay.
Something wrong?
No. What's he said to you so far about this, whole investigation of Steve's death? I mean, does he believe us? Christy and me?
Well, of course Cruz has always believed you. He never doubted you.
I hope he believes Christy, too.
I don't understand. What are you worried about Christy for? If you told the truth, I don't see why you should worry about it.
Well, I just never know who's going to believe what, so.
Is Lionel around?
I'm afraid not.
Oh.
Gina, I don't think you and I should talk. The last time we tried to talk in here, all hell broke loose.
Yes, but I thought those were the kind of conversations you liked best.
Well, you're wrong. Besides, talking to you about anything is folly. 10 minutes later, Tom Brokaw has it.
Well, then we don't have to talk about anything, do we? The only reason I'm here is because your husband asked me to meet him here.
I find that very hard to believe.
Oh, do you? Augusta, I'd never lie to you.
Well, then, what do you think he wanted to talk to you about?
I thought we decided not to talk to each other, so I'll just sit here and wait. I'm sure he won't be too long. He doesn't seem like the kind of man to keep a lady waiting.
I'm glad to meet you, Brandon.
Glad to meet you, too.
You know who I am?
I know you live next door, but I'm not supposed to go over there.
You're not, huh? Well, I'll tell you why. One of the reasons I came over here is to tell you that you can come over to my house and play anytime you want.
Honest?
Yeah.
I think that's a very nice invitation, and I know that you'd have a lot of fun there.
I'll bet you that there are a few things in my house that you wouldn't even find here at the Capitol.
Like what?
Like what? Like swans. Real live swans in a wading pond. How about that?
You do?
Yeah. And an Egyptian mummy in the basement and a telescope in the attic that you can see the stars with.
Gee, that sounds like fun.
If you really want to have some fun, I'll teach you a game sometime. A real great game.
What game?
It's called The Great Game. You want to know how to play it?
I want to learn.
Good. I want to teach you.
Doesn't that sound like fun, Santana?
It sure does.
I'm sure if Lionel called you, it's because he wanted to talk to you about Brandon. He thinks a great deal about him.
Must be very hard for you having a husband who calls up other women, makes appointments to see them, without you knowing anything about it. I heard he has a roving eye.
Well, I don't keep him on a leash, nor do I keep him blindfolded.
How brave of you.
Why don't we talk about your plight instead?
Right?
Must be very difficult living at the Catwells when you know no one there likes you.
Oh, no family problems. As a matter of fact, we live quite harmoniously together. Watch this. Excuse me?
Do you believe her? Be right back. Is there something that you wanted that badly you needed to yell across the entire restaurant?
Yes, I'd like a mineral water with double lime, please.
I think you better try another restaurant. We don't serve double lime. I think we should assign someone to her to keep her out of public.
Oh, come on. Don't let it get under your skin.
I keep telling myself that. It's not working. Where were we?
Nothing. I'm just saying I can't wait to get through this day. I figure after today, it'll be all over.
I hope so, for your sake.
Which depends on Christy right now.
So without any warning, he just shows up and grabs you. Did you resist?
Of course I resisted. It didn't do much good. He told me about his plan and what he was going to do with me.
How'd you get the gun?
When Steve wasn't looking, I got it from the cubby hole from underneath the carpet, where my stepfather kept it. And I pointed it at him. Steve had a gun. He carries one. So I was pointing my gun at him, and he started to walk towards me saying things like I couldn't do it, and that we were going to be living together for the rest of our lives.
And Ted came in.
Steve turned around and pointed his gun at Ted.
And you shot him. How did you feel at that moment, right then, when you shot him?
I don't know, scared. Kind of numb. Surprised. I looked at the gun and it was smoking, and I really couldn't believe that I had pulled the trigger. And Steve was just lying there. There was blood. It was kind of still.
So he never regained consciousness. He died instantly.
I don't know. No, he moved a little bit. And made some noise, like groaning.
How did you feel? Tell me about your feelings at that very moment, right after you'd killed him.
I guess mainly I was just scared.
That's it?
Well, I was worried about what my family would say.
And?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, there must have been other feelings.
Well, I was scared.
I know, you said that. What else?
Confused.
And what else?
I don't know what you want me to say.
I want you to say that you felt relieved. I want you to say that you felt relieved that you saved Ted's life. That's why you did it, isn't it? That's why you shot Steve to save Ted, right?
Yeah, well, I guess I felt that too.
Look, Christy was probably feeling a lot of things. We really can't expect her to sort out those complicated feelings.
No, I guess we can. One last question. Christy, when you pulled that trigger, did you feel any remorse?
Okay, now, the purpose of the great game is for me to show you everything I have in my hand and for you to remember what it was. Now, take a look. Take a look at all this for 5 seconds. Now you gotta remember what it was. Okay? Can you describe the things?
That's hard.
You can do it.
Let's see. You had some money.
How much money? What kind of money?
Oh, I see.
Uh-huh. Try it. Take a look at it.
What is going on? Mama, Lionel just wants to get to know Brandon.
Santana, this is not a good idea. Lionel should not be involved in Brandon's life. It can only lead to trouble.
Mama, what are you talking about? What kind of trouble?
It is going to make things worse between the Tapwells and the Lockridges, and Brandon is going to end up in the middle.
Would you want to be excluded from knowing your own grandchild?
I have been excluded for a long time. Anyway, it doesn't do him any good to have Lionel for a grandfather. Cece and the rest of the family still consider Brandon a Capua, and you mustn't do anything to change that deal.
You have really been convinced, haven't you?
I know what is right, darling, and what is best for everyone.
And so do I, Mama. Now listen, Brandon was safe in this house as long as Cece thought he was his grandson. But a lot of things have changed, and he could get thrown out the minute Cece recovers. Mama, take a look at them. They're good together. Lionel spent more time playing with Brandon than Cece ever did. They like each other.
I tell you, darling, it's dangerous what you're doing.
Mama, I love you, but you worry too much.
Hello, Rosa.
Mr. Lockridge.
Hey, Brandon. You got 5 seconds to notice what Rose is wearing, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got it? Okay, now describe it. Huh? Come here.
Let's see. She has on 2 earrings.
Yeah?
Whitish.
Whitish, yeah. What's her hair fix like?
I forget.
Shucks, we'll take a look. We'll try it again the next time.
I've heard a rumor floating about that you're on your way out of the house and that you've been banished to the island of Molokai or Los Angeles, some equally awful exile.
But I don't know where you hear your rumors from, but that one is absolutely not true.
Well, I'm glad, because the idea of you out on the streets really alarmed me. And I'm sure the reports that Cece's taking Brandon away from you are also not true.
No truth to him whatsoever. As a matter of fact, he changed his mind about signing those divorce papers.
Well, Rumors are nasty. I should have known better.
Yes, you should have. I've always said that about you.
So, now you're secure for a while, is that it?
Oh, not just secure. As Mrs. C.C. Capwell, I have great influence. I'll be a force to be reckoned with in the city.
Oh, I think you probably already are, Gina. Your story's inspirational. From obscurity to power in a short season. I'm not sure it's worth all the sacrifices you made, nor the suffering you endured or caused, just to have monogrammed crests on your stationery or initials on your towels.
Well, I don't have my table of equivalents with me at the moment. But yes, I'd say it was worth it.
I kind of thought you'd say that. But the body count is mounting. I wonder what you'll have to do next to stay where you are.
There's no telling.
Eden, Ted, how's your father today?
He's well enough to be moved. I decided to bring him home.
Home here? Oh, Eden, is that a wise decision? What if something should come up, a crisis?
Well, I'll give him full medical attention, round-the-clock nurses. I think he'll be fine. He'll be much happier, Rosa.
You agree with this, Ted?
Yeah, I think he'd want to be here if he could, Rosa.
All right. We'll take care of him then. The important thing is for Cece to be happy.
Yeah, Mom will be glad to have Dad come on home. I don't think Gina will be too crazy about it, though.
Well, I really don't care what Gina likes or doesn't like. That goes for her boyfriend, Mason, too.
Oh, Eden, don't be so hard on Mason.
What, are you trying to tell me you agree with what he did?
No, I just think he made a mistake. Or he, couldn't help himself.
I think he made a mistake, the biggest one of his life. Let's table a discussion on Mason, okay?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
I got some things to do. I'll see you later.
Okay, yeah, I gotta make a phone call to Christy.
I told you I hated him. He'd raped me. He'd taken my life away. I'm never gonna be like any of you anymore. I'm always gonna be this person who was abused. And I think abuse is too nice of a word, do you know that? Because he didn't just rape me. He cut away at me piece by piece for 3 years. There's nothing left anymore.
Christy, you've got a lot of years left. Honey, don't waste them being bitter. He may have taken a lot from you, but he didn't take hope. We've all got that. We're born with it.
Are we done?
Yeah, we're done.
Hello?
Ted, it's me.
Hey, how'd it go? I've been trying to reach you. Is it over?
Yeah, it's over, but I don't think I did too well. I'm not sure.
All right, I want to see you.
Yeah, sure, where?
Well, can you, meet me at the Orient Express in half hour?
Yes, I'll be there.
Come on, Christy was obviously telling the truth. You saw her condition. Now, you aren't seriously going to make her go through another trial, are you?
Well, I realize that could be emotionally devastating.
Oh, right. And being the good assistant DA that you are, you're going to just toss aside your emotions and deal with it in the appropriately ruthless way.
Look, the only question we need to address
Is whether or not she's lying.
And what does your gut say?
There is not a doubt in my mind Christy Duvall is lying, and so is Ted Capwell.
I wonder if you and I aren't alike in some ways. I mean, we both come from modest backgrounds. We both married well. By all rights, we should be allies.
Well, we're not. I don't think there are too many similarities. I'm from very good stock. Lionel was lucky to get me. You were lucky to get Cece. That's the big difference.
Oh, I'd like to look into your past, just for curiosity's sake. I can have you investigated.
There are no skeletons in my closet, Gina.
Ooh, I wonder.
No, past and present, nothing to hide, nothing to be ashamed of, I'm happy to say. I don't have to worry about holding on to my husband. My husband doesn't have to worry about my being unfaithful. Can you say the same?
Well, now, honestly, don't you feel kind of awkward because of Lionel and Sophia? They have this bond. They share a grandson and a son.
Doesn't bother me at all. I never think of Sophia. And Brandon is no threat to me.
Really? Isn't that wonderful?
Am I boring you?
I wonder why Lionel's late. I think a man of his standing would be punctual.
Yes, he is. With appointments he cares about.
Well, excuse me. I think I want to call home to see how Brandon is.
Certainly.
Thank you.
Capwell residence.
Rosa, it's Mrs. Capwell. I just wanted to see how Brandon is.
He's fine, Mrs. Capwell. He's out in the yard right now playing with Mr. Lockridge.
With who? Which Mr. Lockridge?
Lionel.
How dare he sneak in there behind my back? I'll be home any minute now. Bye. Do you know where your husband is right now? He's at my house, in my yard, playing with my son.
What? Well, we'll see about that.
Well, I don't like it any better than you do. May I offer you a ride home?
No, thank you. I have my own car. How dare he?
Rosa!
Where's Brandon?
He's out in the playhouse. I left him out there. You and I are kind of related now, aren't we, Rosa? I'm glad of that.
Do you intend to make a regular habit of visiting Brandon now?
Would you object to that? Thank you.
I'm only asking.
I think that there's a part of you that does object to it, Rosa. I can't help feeling that you have a little bitterness towards me, Rosa. I don't blame you for that. But let me tell you something. I admire the way you brought up the Capro children. All of them. And I like the way you stayed with CC and taken care of him all these years.
I've done my best.
I'm sure you have. You've also done a wonderful job with Santana.
Thank you.
Rosa, I know that Channing and CC took away Santana's baby. And every time I think about it, I get angry too. It's something that should be left in the past. You're going to have a lot to do with Brandon during his formative years, and I'm glad.
I love him. I'll always do my best for him.
I'm sure you will. And I will be as supportive as I can. And if it happens that Gina turns out not to be the mother we hope she'll be, then we'll do something about that. You can call me anytime you want. Okay?
We'll see.
I'm gonna go out and play with Brandon some more. Suppose we might have a little bit of that lemonade out there.
Of course. I'll bring it to you.
Thank you.
Rosa, why did you let Lionel Lockridge into this house?
Well,
You're not to let anyone see Brandon unless I give consent. That goes for you, too. I know what happened here today. You and Lionel worked together to get me out of the house so he could see Brandon. Well, at least I know where your loyalties are. Not with Cece and the family, but with Lionel Lockridge.
That is not true, and you know it.
All I know is that I can't trust anybody. And Augusta, I suggest you keep better track of your husband.
You're full of suggestions today, aren't you? The only trouble is they sound like orders, and I don't take orders from anyone.
Well, try taking orders. I'm going to see if I can find Brandon, and your husband better not be with him.
I really hate that woman with all of my heart. I can't stand her having anything to do with my son.
Tell me something. Would you like it if someone could take him out of her arms and put him straight into yours? Would you like that?
Mrs. Lockridge, I would give anything for that.
Really? You'd give anything?
Oh, I swear it.
Call me Augusta.
All right, Augusta.
Santana, would you be willing to take Brandon and go away from Santa Barbara and never come back?
If it meant getting my son, yes, I would.
Well, I think I could arrange that, but I wouldn't want you to go back on your word.
How can you arrange such a thing?
It doesn't matter how, I just think I can. Now, you don't want to lose your son, and I don't want to lose my husband. We both have a common cause. I think we could help each other. Yes, I'm quite sure we can.
I'm looking for Brandon. Have you seen him?
No, I haven't. Don't tell me you've lost him again.
No, I didn't lose him. Just got back home. Rosa was looking after him.
Oh, then I'm sure he'll be found. By the way, Gina, I'm bringing home Daddy from the hospital tomorrow.
You mean he's able to leave the hospital and come home? I can't believe the doctors agreed to that. You must have forced them into agreeing.
He'll be happier. He'll have a private nurse, everything he needs. The doctor agreed that he needs to be around familiar surroundings. Besides, Daddy wants to be home.
How do you know that's what he wanted? He can't talk to you.
He talked to me before he had a stroke. I know that he wants to be at home.
You know, you're not doing this for him. You're doing it for yourself. And I think it's cruel. You're taking him out of a place that could give him instant medical attention whenever he needs it. With a nurse and doctor at his beck and call. By depriving him of that, you're taking chances with his life.
The only reason that you don't want him at home is your biggest fear. And that is that he'll recover and throw you out.
I just don't understand how the doctors could agree to all this.
Well, they did. And if anything should happen, if the worst should happen, at least he'll be in his own bed.
You're putting him back in our bedroom?
Yes. That's where Father will be from now on.
Well, that means I won't be able to sleep there because of all the medical equipment and the nurses.
Actually, I really don't care where you sleep or when you sleep. As a matter of fact, if you don't like it, you can move to a park bench. I wouldn't object too strenuously.
No, I bet you'd love that, wouldn't you? All I'm saying is I'll move to another room.
That's fine. I'm sure Daddy wouldn't want you with him anyway.
That's a lie. He always wanted me with him.
Look, why don't you just have everything moved out of there? I really don't care what room you take. Actually, I do care what room you take. Why don't you take one of the rooms at the far end of the hall? That way you can meet Mason at night without disturbing anyone.
Don't talk to me that way,
Assuming, of course, if Mason does come home, which I don't think he will, seeing as Daddy didn't want him in his home, his business, or his life, the same way he wanted you out.
Well, Mason isn't out, and either am I. When Mason is found, he's coming back home where he belongs. Because as long as your father is ill, I'm the head of this household.
You know, you really make me sick. The only reason you want Mason around is so you can keep fooling around. We better enjoy it for as long as you can, because it's sure not going to last.
Oh, you've done your share of sleeping around, haven't you, Eden? Everyone talks about it. Everyone knows about it. Somehow you think it's more moral because you're not married, but it isn't.
I think you better shut your mouth, and I think you better do it damn fast.
Ooh, Eden doesn't like being criticized. The high and mighty Miss Eden Capwell doesn't take kindly to criticism.
Not from trash like you, no.
You stay out of my way.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Oh, that's nice. What's wrong, baby?
Oh, everything. Nothing. I'm glad you're here. Why don't you come in?
Better yet, why don't we step outside for a second and talk privately? Go ahead. So what's happening?
Oh, I just had another run-in with Gina, and I'm worried about Capital Enterprises, and I'm having this problem with Mason, and I'm upset about what's happening with Ted. Are you sorry you asked?
I'm sorry I can't help.
You can, just by being here.
Oh, baby. You get that kind of comfort from a houseplant. I was thinking of something specific.
I'm not into specifics right now. I'm having enough trouble with generalities. Speaking of trouble, here comes one. Hello, Julia.
Hi, Eden. Cruz, I'm glad you're here.
Hi, Julia. What's up?
I need to talk to you.
Sure, go ahead.
I think I should talk to you in private.
Well, if it has something to do with Ted, I think it concerns me.
Yeah, we can talk in front of Eden. I'm going to end up telling her everything anyway.
All right. I'm sure you heard what the DA said. It looks like they're going to prosecute Christy on murder and go after Ted as an accessory.
What? How can they do that? He didn't murder anyone. It was Christy.
Yeah, well, you know, it isn't certain yet. I've just been ordered to continue to investigate, that's all.
That's terrible.
I told you you weren't going to like it.
What happens if they think that Ted is lying?
Well, if that's what he's done, he's in major trouble. Actually, one of the reasons I came by was to ask you if you wouldn't talk to him.
Me?
Yeah, I think you might be able to get through to him easier than just about anybody else right now.
I wish you would too, Aiden. I'd hate to see anything else happen to them. They've been through enough as it is.
I'm sorry. I blew it. I told you that something like this was going to happen, and now it has.
Lionel? What the devil is he?
Well, if you like Kipling so much, I've got to tell you about the Just So stories.
What are those?
Well, there's one about how the elephant got his tail, and another one about how the zebra got his stripes. And then there's another one about how my wife got here. Hello, Augusta.
I have been looking everywhere for you.
Brandon and I have been playing in the treehouse. We've been playing some games. This is my wife, Augusta.
Mrs. Lockridge will be fine, thank you.
Yeah,
We met before, remember?
How could I forget?
Brandon and I have been playing the great game, haven't we? Want to check out my wife for about 5 seconds here?
What is this nonsense?
Okay, that's it. Turn around and describe her.
Let's see. She has a gold ring on.
Uh-huh.
A coat.
Yeah.
Sort of like a coat. It's black.
Black. What color's her dress or her skirt?
Red.
Red, yeah. And what's her face look like?
Oh, she has a run in her left stocking. And she has wrinkles between her eyes.
I think we better stop right there, don't you?
You have been teaching this young man, very rude games. I'd like to talk to you at home. Please don't keep me waiting. Excuse me. Bye, Brandon.
Bye-bye. She mad at me?
No, I think she's mad at me.
Brandon, where have you been? I've been looking all over. Hello, sweetheart. I was really worried. What's been going on here?
We've been playing outside.
Oh, I see. Sweetheart, I think you should run upstairs and get cleaned up. I think you brought most of the outside in here with you.
Okay.
Okay?
See you later, Lionel.
Bet you will.
Gungadin!
Gungadin?
Kipling. It's just been our afternoon for lemonade and Kipling.
Lionel, I was supposed to meet you at the Orient Express. You didn't say anything about stopping off on the way for Kipling and cocktails with my son. Or maybe you weren't going to meet me at all.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I tricked you.
I know you did. I don't like it.
I wanted some time with Brandon, and I knew I wouldn't get it with him just by asking you.
No, you wouldn't have. I think it was a terribly deceitful thing to do. I don't understand you. You'll say anything, you'll do anything to get whatever you want. You're all alike, the Capwells and the Lockridges.
Now, Gina, I don't blame you for being angry, but try to calm down a little bit.
I don't want to calm down, and don't tell me to calm down. When people say that, they mean lie still so I can walk all over you.
That is not what I meant. I don't walk over people. I just want to tell you what I found out from Brandon today.
What? What did you find out?
That he loves you and knows how much you love him.
He said that, did he?
Yeah. You have something very precious in that little boy's love, Gina. He's a terrific kid.
Yes, he is. I love him very, very much.
I know. And I'm beginning to see why.
Damn.
Well, hello to you, too.
Don't talk to me.
All right, I won't. What, did you have a bad day? Miss a sale?
I've been at the Capwell house.
Ah, well, that explains everything.
Do you want to know what's going on over there?
Not especially.
Lionel is there with Brandon. Sophia's probably lurking in a bush somewhere. He tricked Gina, mind you, tricked her so he could spend the afternoon with Brandon.
That is his grandson. He wants to get to know him.
Don't make excuses for him.
Where is he?
Lionel? Oh, he's probably sailing a boat in a bathtub for Brandon, or maybe Sophia and Lionel are having a picnic watching their grandson frolic on the grass.
For crying out loud, he's just a little boy.
Attila the Hun was a little boy once.
Augusta.
I don't think danger here. Brandon could lead Lionel right by the hand into Sophia's arms. Just makes me very nervous, that's all.
Oh, Augusta, you and Lionel have been married for years now. I don't know why you're suddenly being so insecure.
A long marriage doesn't necessarily mean stability. Longevity.
Longevity.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Usually works against any kind of stability. Oh, there's routine, custom, the sameness of things.
Oh, you make it sound so awful.
Well, it's not. I'm sorry. It's just that I'm very shaky.
I think you're overreacting to the whole thing.
There is one solution. If I could get Brandon away from Gina and back to his real mother, Santana, she would take him and get out of Santa Barbara. That would solve my problem.
Augusta, there's never going to be anything that solves your problem, and that's a good thing, because if there were, you'd have no reason to live.
You're going to help me.
No, I'm not. Kidnapping goes against my principle.
I want to find a legal way to get rid of him, and I want you to help me, Julia.
I will help you with one thing. If the adoption is legal, if Santana gave her consent, then you have no recourse. If the adoption is illegal, Santana may get a hearing.
Well, that's the answer, then.
Not really. Because a judge will probably still award the child to Gina, seeing that he believes her to be his mother and he loves her.
Don't throw cold water on this. It's got to work. Obviously, we just have to find out if Brandon was legally adopted.
What if he was?
Well, then we'll do fake paperwork and throw doubts on it.
Yeah, well, you can count me out, because I'm not doing anything shady for your sake.
Not even to save my marriage?
No, I will not will not disbar myself for you or anyone else.
I'm going to lose Lionel if I don't do something, and I can't survive that. So please, just help me. If you get to a point where you can't go on anymore, I'll take it from there, but please help me get started.
Oh, don't do this to me. You're really upset, aren't you?
If you could have seen him with that child.
I'm home.
My exit line.
Hello, Julia.
Goodbye, Lionel. I have to leave now.
Not on my account, I hope.
Totally on your account. Augusta wants to talk to you, and when that happens, I'm history. Bye. And this is not up for discussion. This is the way it's going to be.
Suddenly Lionel has become your best friend, has he?
Lionel is a friend, period, which is a lot more than I could say for anyone in this house.
Oh, except for Mason, of course.
Lionel knows I'm a good mother to Brandon. He knows Brandon loves me. He means no harm to anybody in this house. So, Rosa, when he comes here, you just let him in. Do you understand?
I understand that Cece won't like it.
Cece will be up in his room. He won't know about it. Unless you tell him.
I am not a gossip, Mrs. Capwell. My loyalties are with Cece and my daughter. Nothing will change that.
Well, I really don't care where your loyalties are. But I want Lionel to be treated as a guest in this house. That's all there is to it.
I don't think you did that bad. I think you're just worrying too much about it.
Felt like I just did worse and worse as I went on.
Well, we just have to remember they can't prove a thing as long as we just stick together.
Christy.
It's Wainwright. How did you know I was here?
I talked to Mary. She said that I could find you here. We need to talk. Alone.
Okay. Sure, no problem. You, well, I'll just be sitting over there, okay?
Okay.
Hey.
Hi.
Ted,
Well,
can I talk to you?
Well, can we do it a little later?
No, we can't do it a little later. I want to discuss something with you. Please sit.
What's wrong?
I talked with Cruz. The DA thinks that you and Christy are lying.
They told Cruz to keep investigating. Now, he doesn't want to keep digging and find out that you are lying. But he's got to do his job, otherwise someone else is going to do it. And he asked me to talk to you.
Why do they think she's lying?
I don't know. Would you listen to me, please? You've got to protect yourself. Do not let this girl drag you down with her. Now, I know you. I know that if you are lying, you're only doing it to protect her, but you can go to jail as an accessory to murder. Do you understand?
No, I'm not lying.
You're on real thin ice right now, Ted. Now look at it. This girl tried to pin a rape on you that you did not commit. She went to court day after day, under oath, and she lied. Every day. Now she is trying to involve you in a murder charge. Why do you feel like you owe her something? What is it? I don't understand. Why do you think she deserves this?
She doesn't have anyone she can depend on, even.
Then you are lying?
I don't want to talk about this anymore, all right?
I just can't believe how damn kind and charitable you are. I wish you'd toughen up a little bit. You know, if you would just tell me that what you are saying to me is the absolute truth, I promise you that I will not bother you anymore.
Telling the truth.
I hope so. For all our sakes.
Augusta, you have got to know, this has been an incredible day for me.
Has it?
Yes, it has. I've gotten to know my grandson. I mean, I was there. I played with him. He seemed to like me. We were playing games together.
May have been wonderful for you, Lionel, but it wasn't so wonderful for me. You used to be so perceptive.
You think that Brandon is going to form some kind of a bond between Sophia and me, is that it?
Form some sort of bond? He already is. What's stronger than a child that's shared between two people? And now with Cece confined to a sick bed, well, all the obstacles have been removed, haven't they? All you have to do is patch up a few minor differences. You've already wooed the entire household, haven't you?
Augusta, I'm simply trying to have us get to know our grandchild, that's all. If a little consideration and kindness can pave the way, so much the better.
Grandchild?
Yeah.
Who ever said that Brandon was our grandchild?
Ours by marriage, at least.
Yours by Sophia, through blood and subterfuge.
Augusta, what is all this about?
It's all about everything, Lionel. Mostly it's about me being frightened. Yes, very frightened. That a child could mean that much to you.
What would it take to reassure you that there's nothing to be afraid of?
I don't know. But I'm going to find out. Whatever it is.
What happened? What did she say?
I should have done what I wanted to do in the first place. Just hit the road and ran away. That I've gotten you into a big mess. I didn't want to. It just happened that way. They don't believe me. They don't believe either one of us.
Yeah, you just told me. And Cruz is supposed to keep investigating. How bad would it be if we just told the truth now? You think we could?
I don't even know if I know the truth. I've been telling a lie for so long. What is the truth anyway?
The truth is, Steve bumped the table, it hit you, and then the gun went off. But you killed Steve by an accident.
Can you hear yourself telling that to a jury and getting them to believe you? Forgive me, Your Honor. A table made me do it.
sounds very plausible.
I can get 20 years for this.
Now, just take it easy. If we just hang tough a little longer, maybe...
I really do hate to ask you to do this to yourself, but it seems like you're my only chance. I need you to stick by me. Please.
I do. Don't worry. I will. I made you a promise, remember?
Ted promised me. He promised me he was telling the truth.
Well, thank God. Then there's nothing to be afraid of. I can go ahead and investigate it. I don't have to worry I'm going to come up with something that'll hurt him.
Yeah, well, you're so good, you might find something when there's nothing there.
Look, something's wrong, isn't it?
No.
Eden, talk to me. Talk to me. Now, obviously, something is amiss, and we'll both feel better if you tell me. Is it Teddy? Yeah, you still have your doubts?
I just think that he's covering up for her. There was an uneasiness when he answered me. He kept looking over at her, and the only reason I'm telling you this is because I trust you, and I love you.
Are you asking me not to investigate?
I just trust you, and I love you. I don't have to say any more than that, do I?
Well, Santa Barbara is back on Sky One screens tomorrow at the same time of 2:15. The Brady Brides is in half an hour's time at 3:15, but first on this Wednesday afternoon, Wife of the Week. See you soon.